Yeah, do it. Yeah, oh, it's already on. Shall we kick it off maybe? And then I say a warm welcome and so good to see you all, and so good to see that you see this recording in Aftermath. Makes me happy. And today is a great day because we're celebrating that you made it through Open Network Learning 251, and we in a while discuss how we continue the journey and how we can stay connected and invite you to be part of the ONL team. But thank you all already. I'll hand over the floor to, I don't know, Philip maybe, but Philip is a little bit sick, mainly Gregor and Dragana maybe.
Yeah, well, all of us, I think, will take care of you during this webinar. Or is it webinar? I don't know. We always have difficulty to understand if it's a webinar or if it's a workshop or if it's something else. But if you have a
It's
good
a
day, please just tell us.
it, it, it's a web party.
Web party. That's a good. Yeah, good. Nice. We need to write that down next time. Yeah. How do you start? Should we just
But
start introducing ourselves?
Philip, did you start the recording or do you want me to?
I have started a recording.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
Yeah?
recording.
Oh,
we can record twice if
no.
no problem. No, but yes,
Excellent.
we can just start because it's Dragana, Gregor, and me that will be your host today. And please, Dragana, can you say something about yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Dragan. I'm from the University of Novi Sad, assistant professor in English for academic and specific purposes. And this is my second year with ONL. I've been a participant, a co-facilitator, and this time I'm in the support team and open learner team. So I hope you are all having a great time here as I did, and hopefully you will continue with this practice even after this course.
Yeah,
So,
that was good. Oh, Gregor.
Yeah, thank you, Philip. My name is Gregor. I'm in Oldenburg in Germany, northwest corner of the Republic edge position, close to the Dutch border and the North Sea. I'm an anesthesiologist by training. I have a professorship here at the University of Oldenburg. I'm on ONL since 2018, facilitator PBL Group 5 at the moment, and I'm engaged in the research sub-team of ONL. I'm attached to the family. I'm addicted to ONL and the open network collaborative concept. And I'm so glad that you all made it through and sticking around. And we will come to the questions how to continue in a minute. You should try to stick around in this community. It's really great.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, and I'm Philip Levelahti. I'm an e-learning specialist from Arkada, Helsinki, Finland. It's the north of Europe. If yeah, maybe you know. I'm also a facilitator for group number 2, and I've been part of ONL since 2017. I think it's a long time. Yeah, well, and yeah, I'm also a member of this ONL organizer team that's trying to make this happen somehow. Yeah, but we will kick off with actually, yeah, well, Dragana, you can tell us. I can share my screen when you.
yes, let's start with an interesting question. Uh, are you going to share the
Yes. Oh,
slide so that we make it more interesting? So,
do you see it?
not yet. Yes, so
Now,
superpower. Yeah,
Oh,
now we see it. So let's start strong. So if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Write your thoughts in the chat. please. So there are some things here to inspire you.
Oh.
Time travel, that's interesting. Teleportation. To heal yourself. Wow.
A lot
Teleportation.
of people,
That's interesting.
a lot of people want to time travel.
Yeah, time traveling. So, where
Reading
maybe you
minds.
can add which period
Yeah.
would be your favorite one?
Flying, that's also popular.
Yeah.
Time traveling to the future. Okay.
To the future.
Felicia
I
wants to
would,
travel back in time with Gizmo. Who's
yeah.
Gizmo, Felicia?
Back in time. Okay.
Felicia, who's Gizmo?
Gizmo is it's a robot, but then it helps the kids to go back in time,
Mhm.
so they can participate in past events, Bible events, all kinds of events, and it has a lot of database to help them. So it's really cool.
This is always.
Luca wants to
Yeah.
Luca wants to go to the future.
Yeah. What do you expect in the future?
And Grace want to read minds. Are you sure you want to do that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Okay, shall we continue? So today,
No one
yes.
wants to hibernate. I thought hibernation is a great superpower.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Yeah. So this is actually what we're going to do today during this webinar. So now we are there when I tell you about the agenda. And the next activity will be you to express yourself about what you think about this course. And then after that, we will have a look at the island that we have created. And of course, also the main island to see what are the findings that you have learned or received during this course. And after that, we have an activity called Strike, Scream, and Run. I will tell you more about that later, but it's a collective activity where you will learn or discuss your own questions. And then we'll end with information about how to end this course, etc. So that's all we will do today. But yeah, we could actually, Gregor.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. So express your experience means we will generate a word cloud. By now, you will all have experienced the great Mentimeter. You can read the QR code from the slide, but
Can you see the slide?
Philip also will put the link into the chat.
Yes.
Please go there and enter as many words as you like. I think your first choice will be 3.
As soon as I found the chat, I will do it.
Okay. That's a good thing, I suppose.
So this is the Menti. I'll actually show you.
So which words would best describe your experience from this ONL course will be your question. And we would like you to summarize it in individual words. We will watch the word cloud form. So now the link is in the chat. There we go. Engage. Fun.
All right. Yeah. Insightful. I think that's a new word. Yeah. Maybe I haven't seen that before. Insightful.
Tiring experience. What is that about?
Yeah, why not? It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Novel. Okay. That's cool. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal connection is there. Interactive.
Yeah.
Developing. Amazing experience. Yeah.
Also, I like safe space.
More amazing. Meaningful. That's good.
Yeah. This is a lot of positive.
Oh, I'm so glad that someone finds this is a safe space. That's what we're trying to
Yeah.
generate. That's great. Awesome. Connections are so important. Yeah. And we hope it's useful. Yeah. It's good. You can hit the link twice also if you want.
That's the words that you want. Yeah. But it's interesting. It's collaborative. It's and engaged. That's what comes
Yeah.
up every time. So something we have done right. Or yeah.
Some found it perfect. That's also encouraging. Intriguing.
Yeah. Do you want to comment anything about this? About your posts? Or comment so far? I always have to wait 10 seconds before I continue after a question.
What was unexpected? Does anyone care to comment what you expected and what surprised you?
I wrote it.
Okay.
I wrote actually amazing experience, tiring experience, and unexpected experience. There were my three words because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do in this class. I didn't read so much when I what do you say in English?
Applied.
When I applied, because I applied for something else actually, and then I was transferred to this class, but so I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. So it was unexpected at the beginning to do so many different things, and but it was amazing and tiring. My schedule is already full with all those things. So,
can become pretty intense, right?
it was intense. It is.
Would anyone care to comment on collaborative and collaboration? Or maybe the adventures part of ONL?
Okay, I may say something about the collaboration.
Okay.
Well, I would say that actually we had a really great atmosphere in our group, and I would say this part of the course is very valuable and useful to all of the participants, I would say. And I would say that this part of learning and teaching is very important, and I would say that most of us were actually not so aware of it before we started talking about it. And especially, I would say this, we had the whole topic, which was devoted to collaboration and doing things together in a team with other people. So I would say that this part was very useful and the valuable part, I would say valuable part of this course. We really enjoyed it. I would say that maybe it is because we had a really good group. Maybe it is connected with the people who are in the group and who are the facilitators and co-facilitators. But it was really great, I would say. So that was group PBL1.
Excellent. Someone commented chaos. That's also part of the truth, I suppose.
Yeah, good.
That
Maybe
chaos in the head, chaos
Yeah,
inspiration.
online.
that was me.
Oh,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm used to the structured, formal learning part of things. So I became quite curious at the very first webinar when we had, this discussion. But I was also like, it made me open. So I was like, okay, I was no longer expecting this structured. I mean, we had topics every week, which was quite structured, but I mean, we were more or less like, we had to like explore.
Mm.
So initially it was a bit intimidating, was like I told a colleague, so what are we expected to do? Because then I was like lost, but then I sort of like got the idea that it also brings out the best of the creativity in you.
Mm.
And this to me, I think it's a bit eye-opening because then I can bring in also a little bit of this exploration into my courses. So yeah, so I think it could be chaotic and a bit frightening at some, especially at the beginning. But later, I think I was able to find meaning, and then I got into the mood, and then I could actually study alongside in the group. And the group also, we had very good time. I think it was, we were quite bonded and we could actually get the work done, but I think I had fun. So, yeah.
but I guess your facilitator didn't really support you if it felt so chaotic. Who was your
No, no,
facilitator,
no.
Felicia?
I wouldn't answer that, but I think our facilitator in PL Group 5 was great.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. That was not fishing for compliment, but
Oh,
No, no, no. I
okay.
mean, I'm being sincere. I don't flatter people. So I think facilitation was good. But one thing I also learned, or I would take from this course, is also to allow my students to explore. So I think that came out strongly.
yeah.
So you would step back. You only came, you gave us a push and also like padded us. Okay, okay. But I think the exploration part for me was quite useful. Yeah, so this brought meaning to the chaotic starts. And then afterwards, it was always also chaotic, but I knew what to do and we knew how to get going. So I think it made us very good explorers.
Mm.
I can tell you a secret from the machine room of ONL. So facilitation in ONL has one key element, and that's called sitting on your hands.
What does that mean?
Do not interfere too much with the group dynamics.
Okay, interesting.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I think we need to move on now if we're
Yeah, me
according
too.
to time.
Thanks a lot for this
Yeah.
interesting word cloud.
So the next thing is actually this, your own islands. And let me share the link. Or you maybe know how to open it, but so the thing with this different islands is that you can explore what the other groups have done, and as you can see, they have done a lot, some of them, and also comment. Of course, read the posts and comment and ask question because this is how we will learn together. Yeah. So you can do that, and this will be open even after the course. You can go there and have a look at it. But sorry, I think we will just start with exploring the main island. And now I will ask the different groups to tell us a little bit about what you have written in your own island, from your own experience, your group discussion, etc. And then also what you found from the other islands posts. And as we can see here, there's only 3 groups that have added something here, but we can have a look at the other groups' islands later. But do we have anyone from group number 2 that can explain shortly your thoughts about everything that you have written on your island and what you have here on this main island?
Anyone from group 2?
Am I the only one from group 2 still here? I think Christina had to leave, right?
Oh,
Christina wrote she left, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Or I can't see who else is here because of the shared screen.
Carolina is here too.
Ah,
But you can do it together. No problem. But,
yeah, it's just my Miro board won't load properly for some reason, so I can't really see what we've written.
okay. But what
Ah,
No, I'm
that's
back.
better.
No, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
That's good. The zoom in made it easier to see. Also, I'm not wearing my glasses for some reason.
okay. Where do you want me to zoom in?
Here we go.
Do you want to take my glasses?
Oh, thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we, in our discussions, we talked about how much we appreciated getting the opportunity to work with people that have different perspectives and experiences with learning and also teaching in different fields, that you have different needs with different topics and different student groups and how to be adaptable. And also get the experience of when you meet people with other experiences, you realize what you're taking for granted. Where you go, oh, I thought everybody knew this or everybody worked like this. But getting to see that contrast. And then, of course, to notice the things that you didn't have any idea about because it's never been relevant so far for you. We did talk a bit about this notion that I think we leave this course with a lot of ideas of things we'd like to implement and change and try out and do things different. And then, of course, we come back into a system that is quite rigid, where we don't have a lot of time or space to do all this redevelopment. But we did also say that it's important to remember you don't have to do everything all at once. You can try changing one thing in a course, or try implementing one new technique, or start off reflecting from a new framework and test it out. So not to be so intimidated by the lack of time or resources that you don't do anything,
Yeah.
but do something.
Yeah. And I suppose even small changes can have a huge impact on the students' learning. Caroline, do you want to add something?
Now, yeah. Yes, I totally agree. I think Amanda already summarized it quite well. I found it was so enlightening for me, particularly because I had no experience whatsoever. I stumbled into the course thanks to Jörg, and I think for me it was just eye-opening on so many levels, but also overwhelming at first. So I think what Amanda said was for me also one of the most key takeaways, like to start somewhere. Like we don't need to change our teaching 100% right away and like apply everything and also not be overwhelmed by all the methods and tools that are out there. I think that's also in the beginning, it's not so easy to use a new tool every day, but then again to pick a few where we think, okay, it's worth it to to actually get to know these first, and then move on to something else. So one step at a time. I think that's what was, I think, for me also the main outcome, and I think that's also what Amanda was touching on. Is Marita, are you okay? Okay. And for me personally, I think since I was never on the AI train so far in my life and in my teaching, and I think it really changed my view on everything. So I need to still digest it. Like, what does it mean for me? I cannot really, I cannot not look at it. And I think it's, yeah, I learned a lot how not to be afraid of it, or not to, yeah, how to accept it as a part of the world we live in now. And yeah, that was more also a bit of my personal reflection, but I think that's also what we talked about a bit. How can AI replace us as individual teachers? And to what extent does it maybe also take a bit of individuality in teaching if we have all the resources online? Not everyone can just use them, and it's also still nice if everyone kind of plans their own or has their own footprint in how they plan the lessons. I think that was also a little bit of a topic that I was raising. Yeah, I hope that helps a bit.
Did you find any highlights on the other islands? You pulled a couple of statements from group 5, 6, and 1. Is there anything that you thought was mentioned on those that gave you a eureka moment?
I think the things that we pulled from the other islands is related to, was it Felicia that just said now? This idea that you need to let students have a bit of chaos, which we're not used to. That it's part of it that they need some time that is maybe not completely focused or linear for them to be able to develop interpersonal relationships and actually be able to reflect together and to build a dynamic where you can both talk and also listen, and that they can adapt their discussions to each other's needs in a different way. Then maybe we can adapt the entire, linear process to each student needs, but to have that collaborative learning. But that it is a challenge because we've all been, or at least I think most of us have been trained in a very, very structured, goal-focused education system. So it is a bit of a challenge to have a more of a process-focused view.
Thank you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think we need to move on to the next because we have a lot to do. Group number 5. What do you have a short summary about your findings and what you found on the other islands? Do we have anyone from group number 5?
We have a lot.
We have a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot. One is me. So I would start with the others, if I may.
Yes.
So I think one of the one that I liked particularly was from group 3 that said how to be a resident when it comes to online learning. It always takes effort and embracing new skills. And that's, I think, one of the things that I definitely realized here. I mean, everything we did is very kind of pushing towards something new, something that is a little bit out of the ordinary, so to speak. Also, with respect to our own teaching, the way that teaching traditionally works, and how we have been, exposed to this kind of teaching, and now things are changing and we need to kind of stay up to date and be able to sort of adapt to new things that are coming, embracing them and so on. And that takes effort. And I think the PBL work that we have done in this course perfectly mimic this in a sense, because again, kind of to follow this course and get out of the chaos that Felicia was mentioning earlier, one sort of has to plan, right? So you need to plan your time. We had a lot of meetings throughout this course, right? And the schedule might be intense, but again, if you plan and you put yourself in a position of being out there and being able to embrace new things, then is when things actually move, and then is when sort of progress in yourself and also society at large actually works. So I think what we have done in the PBL was in that sense very revealing, right? So you need to put effort, and then it's when the engaging part, right? So I was one of those who wrote engaging. Yeah, you need to create the space for the engaging part, and this is true for the PBL, but it's true at large for whatever we do. So that I think I liked quite a lot.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
And shall I continue? I will continue. So you should stop me at a certain point, right? Because as Gregor knows, I'm a little bit of a chatter. So I think
Talkative statistician.
yeah. I think one thing that I particularly stick to was in our group was that the possibility of learning together. I think we brought it very large in our own diagonal spot in 5.5, which is it is possible to learn how to learn together. It seems a little bit of a philosophical, metaphysical thing, but it is what we need to do, right? So it is what we should do with the students. It is what we have done with the PBL groups, right? So it's always, and it is possible to do that. Right? So this is perhaps not necessarily obvious, and it's a process in itself. But I think this is one of the things that sort of was a little bit eye-opening for me, because learning together on paper seems nice, but maybe unclear, right? So and there is possible structure to actually do that together, which is very good.
So are you going to try it out with your students?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I must admit, in some instances, it's so I'm teaching more kind of mathematical, black and white type of things, and sometimes this might come across harder, or like again, I go back to my previous point. One has to put the effort to actually try to, and I think in some sense, for more mathematical things, one has to put double the effort to actually try to use certain tools and certain things to make learning more effective. Right? So
I think we need to move on. Sorry about that. I could listen to you for a long time, but we have other thing also. But group number 6, you have this post. Do we have anyone from group number 6?
Otherwise, we can continue with group 3. I've seen there's something happening there, so it seems to be.
We do have people from group 6 here. We've got three team members from Team Mocktail. So I don't know which of you would like to give some verbal feedback. Thierry, Myrna, Musa?
Just a short reflection about your.
Let Thierry speak. Is it Thierry or Myrna?
Okay.
Thierry in a minute.
Yes, there are 3 people here from one from Serbia, one from South Africa, one from Kenya, and I think it was maybe the most interesting thing to work with people from all over the world. We had someone from Canada too, from Italy, and from Tanzania, and I think it was a new experience for me, as far as I'm concerned. Even if I have students from sometimes from different region of Europe in my class in Sweden, in Lund, but working with people, and especially people working in totally different fields, because I'm teaching French, Mirana is teaching English, economics, and Musa is a doctor, and we had another doctor, physician in the north of Sweden, and so we had to share totally different experiences, and it was not easy at the beginning, maybe to try to find a model that could be adaptable for everybody. So, but this was the first interesting moment for us, as far as I'm concerned. And as Amanda, I think it's Amanda, she said that this class made us to think about outside the box, because as a teacher, we are trained to have a certain structure. And during this class, we had to really think outside the box, and it was another interesting experience. It required a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I think everybody in the class in our group had really a lot to do. So I mean, the attendance was not totally full every time we had the meeting, because people were really busy with their work. But thanks to Kath, our facilitator from South Africa, I think we managed to do a very nice work. And then maybe I could say that I could repeat what other people just said before. Learning how to learn together was something interesting on paper, but in practice it was something else. And the idea of becoming a part of a learning community also, because when I start a class, I have a structured plan. We don't have so much time to do something else than what it's on the course plan. So it's not, I think it's gonna, something is gonna, I'm gonna take in my teaching. I'm teaching not so much online, but I have 1 or 2 classes every term. So I will definitely try to grab some moments of this class and to put it in my in teaching, of course. Mirna, maybe you could help me.
Hello, everyone. Well, basically, I agree with everything that Thierry said, and within our group, we discussed that thing that we all come from different backgrounds, we all come from different settings. Some are doctors, some are teachers. And, I mean, we are all teachers, but we come from it's within different disciplines. So it was actually a kind of enriching experience, seeing different perspectives, and that's what I liked. And it was a bit of a challenge working together, because not everyone could, of course, show up for the meetings, and we had to find out, what our tasks are. But we somehow, we every time we managed to do it. So I think it was really good. And as Thierry said, so some things that other participants have mentioned, learning how to learn together is very important. And it was actually how this course was structured. And I think it's another thing that I find important is encouraging collaboration, collaborative working, not just dividing the task and doing the task separately, but it's important to learn how to do things together, to collaborate and learn. And I think it's a challenge once we start applying it in our courses, it might be a challenging task, but achievable, in my opinion. And I'd also like to take some of the things I've learned here to my classes, though I don't teach online. We only have face-to-face classes, but the things I've learned here are still applicable in face-to-face classes too, in a physical classroom. So I really enjoyed working within our group, and I really enjoyed the whole course. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think we do need to move on. We have, sorry, but we have 2 groups here. One that's working now with, okay. Group number one, do you want a short summary about what you're thinking now?
Might be if I can add something small for group 6 through the chair. I am Musa from Kenya. Kenya is in East Africa, which is in Africa. Might be what I can say is learning. People can actually make relationship online through learning. Like now I know Thierry, I know Toko, I know Mana, Kath, and working from very different backgrounds, different areas of the world, and we could really work as a team. To me, that was a great achievement. For us in medical practice, there is strict rule and guidelines. If you are giving a talk on something, it has to be based on literature. It has to be based on what somebody has written. It has to be evidence-based. But this one teaching whereby it's open, you can think and give your ideas, and they're all accepted. So it is something I'm looking to, how will I blend it into my teaching methods? Like, for example, if I'm to do an appendicectomy procedure, whether it's open or it is laparoscopic, there are strict guidelines on how to do it. There are no two ways about it. So, I mean, in this kind of learning whereby you have the chance to do this and do that and think around, like I remember Kath will tell us, what do you think, which model should we use? How should we proceed? It was very interesting. Might be the other thing for me, take home, is the role of AI in medical practice, both in teaching students and in trying to treat some condition. Maybe that's one thing I look into. But last but not least, this course to me that I commented was like driving through a mist. When you're driving and then there's mist on the road, then it starts clearing. Then suddenly the road has become so clear and you are happy about driving. Then you have reached the destination. So to me, what is there after this course? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Super feedback. Thank you.
Yeah. Group number one, do you want to say something about what you're doing? And we need to do it fast now because we need a little bit time for the next activity too. But
okay, I'll be quick. I already mentioned the things that were connected with the collaboration, and I can't see anyone. Maybe they have some problems connecting the other people from my group. I suppose that probably some of them will say something, but okay, I'll say it quickly. So I would say that the atmosphere was great, and also the thing that I would like to point that the point was on the transformation. So how we were transforming throughout this process. And the thing that all of us actually learned was to be more focused on the process rather than on the product. So that was something really interesting to learn during this process. And the thing all of us shared and valued was actually the nice collaboration within the group and the online sessions within the PBL group that we had.
Yeah.
So most of the other things were already said, so I wouldn't add them because it would be just repeating things.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's important too.
Anything still to add from group 3?
Group 3.
The group 3 people. I don't know where this card went from one of the other groups about being able to collaborate and learn together asynchronously. I thought it said being easy. I don't know if it was always easy, but our group was able to work together very well. We had our PBL meetings with our great leaders, Bianca and Vesna. But then outside of that, when we were working together on the scenario problems, I thought we worked together very well. And I'm not teaching online right now, but in the future, I would love to bring some of that into my own classrooms. I've actually just started, I teach English as a second language, mostly to pre-college and pre-graduate students, but we're possibly expanding into coursework for adult learners who like for on-job training remotely. And so I look forward to doing some work with some online learning with those students and bringing in some problem-based learning. So this is a great introduction and very energizing. This whole process was just wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice to see that you think that you can use this in your course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I can add something else. It was also insightful learning from each other because from our different background experiences and with IT digital, especially in the Africa setup, some of these things are new. So trying to become more of a resident, learning some new tips. And yeah, our facilitator, she's a designer. It was quite insightful. We have some great tips to carry with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now,
very good. Should we move on, Philip?
Yes, we need to move on. And if you go
Okay.
to the left side of this Miro board, we have something that we call strike, scream, and run. And the whole idea is that you will go to different discussions rooms with different questions. You will go there, you will have a discussion with the team, and then after 10 minutes, you will go to the next room. You can choose by yourself when and where to go, but 10 minutes. And we are using Bullseye here, and I will explain what it is about. So as you can see here, room number 1, building trust and collaboration in online learning. And we also put your questions here that you have asked in your different islands. And the whole idea is to take one post-it note, write something about it, what question you want to write about, and then compare your different posts with each other to see how important is it. And if it's very important, you should put it on the primary circle. If it's not so important, you can put it on secondary, but the whole idea is to compare every note, every post to each other, just to have another level of discussion also. So, okay, this is an example. We can remove it actually, but so did you get the idea? But yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to leave one person in the room as a moderator for the whole time, and then this person will summarize what was going on in that particular room.
Yes. So the first thing you do when you come to your room, you can decide what room you want to go to. The first thing you do is to pick a moderator, and that person will be there all the time. I don't know how much time we have now. Maybe we can have 2 different rooms.
I think we're 10 minutes behind, Philip, and we had planned some 30 minutes, so I think it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have information too in the end of. But as you can see, here's the rooms: building trust and collaboration in online learning, and then we have AI in education, friend, foe, or future. So then we have redesigning learning and assessment for flexibility and engagement, and then situated learning and diversity in online education. So I will open the rooms now, and you can yourself go and select what room you want to go to. If it's empty when you are there, you can just go to another room.
And pick a moderator.
Yes. Now the rooms are open, and you should find a place to go.
AI in education is leading.
Yeah.
And please share the screen.
Yes, I will share.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yes. Welcome back.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see what were the hot topics in the breakout room. So just a second for the Miro to load.
Which one do you want to start with?
Well, just to say that room 1, building trust and collaboration, wasn't attracting any attention.
Oh.
Probably we think we have exhausted this topic throughout this so many weeks. So we can go straight to room 2 discussion. There are quite a few comments there. So who was the moderator in this group? Just to summarize what was the main discussion about and how you decided to put these notes in the center. And so who was the moderator in this group?
Didn't exactly choose one. Everybody.
Okay, you were all the same people all the time in this group. You weren't leaving.
Sorry?
Were you leaving to a different room, or
No. We
you
stay.
stayed in the same?
We stay in the same.
Okay, so maybe you can, Thierry, if you want, start, and then.
We're 5 people, and I mean.
So what was your main topic?
We tried to take all the 5 questions, but it was a little bit too ambitious. And sorry. Now we talk about, as you can see, the importance of being transparent with the students about how to use IA. And that maybe as a teacher, we should try to learn to teach them how to use it, the good side and the bad side, and maybe how to use AI to improve their learning. So then we were talking about how it's going to be the difficulty for us. The last question about how do we prepare ourselves and our students for the evolving role of AI in education. It's going to be a very tough world for everybody. I mean, the AI is improving so quickly that, as someone said, Lexus said that it will be almost impossible to make the difference between what is right and what is wrong and with AI today. So this is gonna be a very big challenge for a teacher if we use AI in our teaching. But it's gonna be such an important part for the younger generation that we will have to try to find a way to.
Yeah, we can't ignore it.
Yeah, we can't ignore it. So providing some example where AI tools generate erroneous answer, for instance, and discuss about how to use them, but not fully rely on them. So to be very cautious every time we use AI to not rely on and to just be blind.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else would like to comment on room 2, AI in education, Franco or future? What have you decided? Is it Franco or future or all three?
I wasn't in that room. I wasn't in the AI room, but are your universities providing AI literacy courses for students, or your primary high schools providing any?
I will say in front of the universities in Serbia, so we haven't been trained in any way. So that's why I put this sticky note which says that teachers should be also trained. So how to use them appropriately while teaching, and also how to show students to use. Okay, it's fine to use it, but not to compromise the integrity of academic, generally speaking about avoiding plagiarism or, quoting the things that are not right. And we were discussing this topic within our PBL group. And Lei was there also, who told us that actually it's in the future, in near coming future, it's going to be really difficult to differentiate. So what are the real sources and what are the texts that were written by real people and the texts which were produced by the AI. So that was, in a way, I mean, it couldn't be avoided, definitely, in future. It's more and more often used. But it is really difficult. When we are talking about teaching and learning, it is really difficult. I don't know. It's going to be very difficult. For example, in the future, if we're talking about, for example, some entrance examinations which are done online when you're not present. So it's going to be really tricky to control this process.
Thank you, Helen. Lisa would like to say something.
Yeah, at my university they have started up a kind of a working group that have gotten to try Copilot in as teachers or administrators, or and so we have like a pilot project on that where some people have just volunteered to try, and then it's kind of like a learning process on how we can use it. And so Copilot, Microsoft Copilot is available for all students, but there is no coordination. There's no like teaching around it so far, from our perspective, and especially when it comes to teachers, I feel that we really would need to have a kind of a big competence, higher the competence on how to teach with AI, and because the problem is we can learn the tools like we do here, we try them, but just to know where the limits are, how we as the teachers can use them in making exams or blah blah, and how we can say to students that they can use it. It's like there's so many questions around it, and right now it's just these kind of courses that is like, oh, try a little bit and see what happens, kind of. But it's at least it's something, and it's an open process, so at least you can say, yeah, I'm a part of this, so it doesn't become this like secret thing that you don't know if you can use and how. And I think that's a big problem too, that there's some kind of insecurity.
It's a huge topic. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's just quickly thank you all. We would probably discuss this for an hour if we could, but now just to see what other topics were also on your mind. So in room 3, redesigning learning and assessment for flexibility and engagement, who can just briefly say what was the main discussion about from room 3?
I think I can say something. So indeed, I mean, room 3 was about the practical, so to speak, of actually redesigning learning and assessment to make courses more flexible and engaging. So we also didn't particularly cover all the questions, but at least we tried some of them. And starting with the first, so the changes that one can make to redesign a course for better engagement. I think we focused on some aspects, and one is definitely so talking about the changes, we were like, one can make many changes. However, the overarching problem remains time. So one has to make the time and build the time for the students to engage. And sometimes we are so preoccupied of covering the course with all sort of content, without realizing that perhaps some of the content can be, flip the classroom, as somebody was suggesting, and so record the lecture and then actually get the time to do some other type of activities and use some other type of tools that increase student engagement. So these kind of things. But also somebody was suggesting, see how the engagement of the student actually evolves. So incorporating some moments, and again, we go back to time, we said incorporating some moments in which students, even if the course is completely online, can come together and engage. So completely related to what I just said. Again, if one makes the time for some activities for the students to come together and engage, then one also get a feeling of the engagement directly.
Very great.
Then
Anything
continue.
else? Yeah. Any other comments here? So you need to prepare actually the activity which will engage students in the best way that will suit your course. Okay.
You also said that there's no need maybe to redesign the whole course, but we can do it one step at a time, and we can just make one small change within our course, not necessarily redesign everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. So redesigning everything might be overwhelming. So doing one thing at a time and also get a feeling of what is actually working, what is actually not working.
And also, for example, in Serbia, we have this accreditation that already has a curriculum, and you can change only 30%, and it's valid, for example, for 7 years. So you can't change the whole course as you go, but you can change part of it. So that's a good way to try it out. And then for the next accreditation, you can maybe change more. Okay, so anything else here? Or we can move on to room 4, situated learning and diversity in online education, who can briefly summarize so that we can still have time to hear some useful information from York. Just a brief overview of what was going on there. Inclusive courses, as we live in a global village. Be mindful of everyone's background and their prior learning. That was in the center. So the most important thing. Any comments on that?
I think we kind of talked both about how do we do more inclusive courses for our students, and we also talked a little bit about how we could use our own diversity in these kind of ONL groups, and maybe to go deeper into the scenario, so we can open up for sharing more on our different experiences from. So it became a discussion both on how we can be more inclusive, but also how we our own learning process, and how much we had experienced that we had so it became kind of both a reflection of our own learning process and what we could do. So the comments are a little bit different, both on
But, there are a few comments related to scaffolding to ensure inclusivity. Okay, so I think we had some great ideas here raised up, and questions and answers. So thank you all for contributing to this part of the workshop. And now it's over to Jörg with some practical information. So.
Yeah, just first of all, again, thank you all for making ONL what it is, and it is only because of you, the participants, contributing, co-creating the course together with your facilitators. We just provide some infrastructure and framework. You do the work, and thank you for doing this in this iteration, and fantastic to see. So we always say, if you liked it, if you like the experience, if you like the concept, go out and tell as many as possible. We are here. We have a next iteration. You can onboard anyone, individuals, groups, institutions, networks. So spread the work if you liked it. If you disliked some stuff, just tell us in the course evaluation, and we make sure we make it better next time. And we will send it out shortly. So finish, please, your individual reflections. We set a deadline. We are flexible, but we have a deadline. Thierry, you had a...
Yes, actually, it was about this LinkedIn group. I tried to find it, but I didn't. Do you have a link? Maybe
we'll get to it immediately. Thank you. So yes, finish your individual reflections, and please by the 9th of June, so that also we who go through the reflections and put a stamp on now that you passed the course and get a diploma, that we get an end to it, right? You know how it is with your students, right? Don't be this student. Be that student. Certificates will be then awarded from from Karlstad University and Arcada. If you're an institutional participants, the open learner will get it from us, from ONL Group, and you will get your name on it. It will say how many hours you participated, that so you can use it in your national frameworks or institutional frameworks to document that you've participated. If anyone should have a question and need an extra stamp or something, send them to us and we have a meeting with them. Then yes, be in touch, join the ONL LinkedIn page, group, whatever it is, and also use the hashtag Open Network Learning, get in touch with us, with others. Keep on practicing open network learning. LinkedIn is one page. You might want to use less commercial platforms like Blue Sky or Mastodon. We're a little bit on it, but we need to upgrade it a little bit. But it doesn't think of now it makes more sense. I think the power of the hashtag. Find each other, even if you don't know the participants of ONL251, maybe you have experienced the same, rest assured, or very similar. So find each other there if you wanted to, and then stay in touch. Maybe even consider for you as personal development or for your institution to join and keep on being part of the ONL team. Be a co-facilitator next time or next year or in the future. You're more than welcome. Get in touch with us, with your facilitator, co-facilitator, or Philip, me, Alexandra, whoever you feel it's easiest. Let us know. Exactly, and that's the last line again. Tell everyone if you liked it. Tell us only if there's things for improvement, and there are, of course. Not everything runs technically smooth. Of course. It is a digital experiment also to do this on a global scale outside an official learning management system. Yes. So once again, thank you all. If there is anything, let us know. And thank you all. Thank you. Spread the love to your teammates in the PBL group who was not here. Don't be a stranger. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Mic drop.
Thank
It's done.
you so much, everybody.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.